Hello, so today I am going to talk to you about our next project. You are going to be creating your own blog. One of the first things I want you to notice already is just how pleasing to the eye this beautiful site is here. We got a cup of coffee, some nice color contrast, pretty nails. Photography and the way that this looks is something that you're going to want to think about when you're creating your own blogs. So, what is a blog? A blog, which is just short for weblog, is an online journal or informational website displaying information in reverse chronological order. Let me say that again. Reverse chronological order, meaning that the latest posts will appear first. It is a platform where a writer or even a group of writers will share their views on an individual subject. And the style I want you to notice is normally informal and conversational. Conversational because very often when a reader is reading someone else's blog post or follows someone else's blog, it's because they like who the person seems to be. So you're almost creating a persona for yourself, hopefully close to your own real personality that the reader can trust and begins to feel close to. So we are, for the purpose of the class, going to be creating a free blog. There are many different options for you if in the future you actually want to try to create a money-making blog. In that case, I might recommend WordPress.com. But what we're going to use, because it's free with your school email, is Blogger. What I want you to remember is that I would like you to use, I would like you to use Blogger, and I do want you to sign up using your school email, please. Again, please make sure you're signing up using your school email. So what makes a good blog or blogger? A niche and a strong understanding of your readers. So this means that you need to think about what is your tiny little corner and perspective of the world. What does that look like? And what kind of people would be interested in reading your blog? So what you want to really figure out is what you're good at, what you know a lot about, and it might be something that you don't think anyone else in the world cares about, but more than likely there are other people out there who care about that same thing as much as you do, and that is where you find your niche. So you need a strong understanding of your readers, and you want to relate to your readers as much as possible. I'm thinking, I had a student once who created a blog about, it was like transforming old troll dolls. And it was very interesting. She liked to take like old weird looking troll dolls and manipulate their features and make them different. And apparently there are a lot of people who like to do that. So she created a blog and she had many followers for her own interesting passion of manipulating the clothing and the appearance of these troll dolls. Your blog should also have an appealing aesthetic. What that means is that it needs to appeal to your reader and fit what you're talking about. You need to write a lot. Most bloggers will produce one post a day. You need to be very concise in your writing. Be careful what you're saying. Don't just word vomit. And be consistent, but be willing to learn and to change. So when we're thinking about what are you going to write about, first of all, I do not want to hear that you don't have anything to write about because you're boring and uninteresting. Okay? Think again. So in order to start, just grab a piece of paper right now or your notebook, and I want you to write down 5 to 10 things that you are really interested in. And then I want you, so I'm just going to give you a second. Again, 5 to 10 things that you are really interested in. So for me, maybe it would be running and marathons, being a mom to girls, teaching English, writing poetry, gardening. Teaching writing. That's all I have right now for you guys. After you make your list, I want you to think about your list. Which ones do you love to talk about with like-minded people? So which of those do you feel like you could be really passionate about and you'd be able to just pump out a lot of words on a daily basis? Rank whichever niches you have left and then share. Once I know what your ideas are and once I know what your thoughts are, then I can kind of put you into your blog groups. So the next thing I want you to think about then is, what is the name for your blog going to be? What is your blog going to be about? Who is your audience? What is your tone? Does it look, sound okay in URL form? And is it easy to say and spell? So for example, if I'm going to do a mom blog, let's say that, so if I wanted to be funny, I might call it Crazy Mama's Advice. If I wanted to be serious, I maybe would call it From One Mom to Another. That just has a more serious tone. So you have to really think about what kind of a blog do you want to have and make sure that you name it appropriately. So here are some naming strategies for your blog. So you could kind of work with this formula. You could have your blog name be the topic or the audience group. So mom, being a mom, and then the end goal or transformation. So maybe mine would be Moms Unite, or Moms Let Go, if I want it to be about just trying to be less stressed. So here we have digital velocity. So it's digital marketers and then high speed results. Another thing that you can try to mess around with is combining two words like podcast or brunch. One of my favorites is pride plus humility equals primility. So play around with this, come up with a good name. A good name is catchy. Make sure that you have that in mind before we create our blogs in the upcoming days. Finally, here's just kind of a fun slide for you to use to try to come up with domain names and just in general names for your blogs. So for example, if I'm going to look at this site, unfortunately, I do not think that I am allowed to use this site anymore. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to look at name mesh instead. So remember I said that maybe what I would call it would be Moms Let Go. I'm going to say Moms Let Go already because, you know, I don't know, moms worry a lot. Ooh, how about Moms? How about Moms Worry Less? Or Moms Let It Go? I don't know. Let's just try it. So now it's going to take what I have here and it's going to kind of mesh it together into all of these different places. But actually, I'm going to have to, so it's trying to sell me some web hosting right now. We're just going to go back. We're going to see what it came up with. So it played with what I said in a lot of different ways. I don't know. Some of them are weird. Momsers, Moms Run, 99 Moms Let It Go, Mom Savin', Moms Clip. I don't know. Lots of stuff here, but some of it might be suggesting things that I do not want suggested. Some of the ways that the words come together might not be appropriate. So you have to be really careful in kind of what you come up with. So just make sure that you play around with it to make sure that it's going to work. Because I can even see on here that some of these, you know, they definitely would not be something that I would choose. Finally, you can use this PanAbhi link to search for words that already exist. So let's see. Let's say that I want to use worry-free mamas. Worry-free mamas. Let's see what happens. So it looks like, I don't know, it says all of these are available to buy for 99 cents. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not really sure how this works. We're not necessarily going to pay for a domain name, but it is interesting to kind of see how it plays around with my words a little bit. So in conclusion, I want you to, by tomorrow, to come up with a name for your blog and be thinking about maybe how you would want that to translate to a domain name. Also think about your aesthetic and decide on your niche. Like, what is it you're going to write about? I look forward to seeing what you decide tomorrow when you start to create your blogs. Thank you very much.